I'm going to talk about the vicious cycle of distraction. Okay. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that often you have something you're supposed to do in your life, things that are important, things you know you should do that would make you happy about everything in the long run. You know, these long-term goals. But often what we do is we distract ourselves from these things we need to do, and we go ahead and do other things. We distract ourselves, or we distract ourselves from, let's say, a bad relationship by overworking to death, or we distract ourselves from, from time with our kids with the chase for money and approval from others, right? But the reality is, it's often we're distracting ourselves from something we need to address with something else because we don't know how to address that situation entirely. I did that myself. I had emotions that I could not deal with face to face in my own mind. I couldn't deal with them. And looking in the mirror, I would run from these emotions. I'd run from these thoughts. So I'd keep distracting myself over and over again with this thing, TV, the phone, the next bad relationship I got into, the next event, whatever it was, constantly doing things to, in essence, run from my own thoughts, run from time with myself in my mind where I was able to slow it down and evaluate what even was happening in my life. And at that point, I would feel threatened because what was happening in my life was not what I wanted. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, but the reality was that I wasn't spending enough time actually thinking about what I wanted and putting action into it because I was so distracted. I was so distracted and stimulated by all the things in the world that keep you stimulated in constantly seeking their attention. I mean, you got the phone, you got the TV, you got phone calls. People are constantly, you got, people you're dealing with that are in your life. You got your job, you got errands, you got to eat, you got to take care of yourself. I mean, at what point in time do you have time for yourself, right? Is what you'd say. But the reality is, most of these things are distractions. If you really have a purpose, you really have something you want to achieve, you'll start to prioritize everything in your life and remove the distractions and start to focus on the things that are really important. And then guess what? You'll be able to find internal happiness because you'll be able to manifest the things that really bring you fulfillment in your life, not just distracting yourself from the next thing to the next thing to the next thing. Oh, I'm going to go party. Hey, I'm going to go hang with the girlfriend. Hey, I'm going to, go watch a movie. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and do something. I'm going to read a book that, does nothing for me in my future. I'm just going to, whatever. You have to, at some point, have some type of release where you distract yourself temporarily, but you can't make it into a cycle of distraction constantly where you avoid the things and the emotions and the trauma and the things that you actually need to do to get right in your own mind with yourself. Is there something in your life that would make you happy truly? And hopefully it's not money or possessions. Is there some achievement that you would have that would make you happy with yourself? If so, start to chase it. Start to chase it because that's what you're seeking in life, is that internal happiness, being able to look back on life and say, hey, I'm proud of what I did.